Hello YouTube, it's Tony. Welcome to episode 1 of my Learning PvM series. For many years I've been a skiller, which I got 5.4 bill XP on my main account, plus I've maxed my Iron Man. So because of this, I'm kinda burned out from skilling, although I'll still do skilling guides and tips. The main incentive for this is so I can get high level weapons on my Iron Man account. Here's what the main account does in this. I use this to learn bosses because some of these big bosses have a really long learning curve, so it is gonna consume a lot of supplies. I mean, you never know how long it takes in general. The other thing to keep in mind is that this is not meant to be efficient. I just sometimes gotta learn how to be patient, you know? In this case, I want to make this a fun series, and no, I don't want to take everything too seriously. Yeah, with that being said, there's definitely gonna be a lot to learn, especially with changing the interface, the keybinds, and also buying gear for switches. Luckily for me, I do have several teachers that are willing to teach me PvM. Before I kickstart the series, how often am I going to upload? That's going to depend on whether I have enough clips for an episode or not. I would give this a rough estimate of once every week or two or something like that. You might expect some guides in between. Alright, so I'm about to head off the stream, and yeah, I will do a Araxxor kill on my main account. Hopefully this is gonna go well because I learned it yesterday on duo and it was a little bit smooth. Obviously now is my turn to solo, so yes, this is definitely gonna be a huge learning experience. Come on. Oh yes! Oh yes! Poggers, yes, there we go, Poggers, I just got my first kill. Yes, there we go. Oh wow, that was close. This is another one of those kills, okay? Defeat a 100% in rage. Oh my goodness, how did I do that? That was pretty amazing. Oh my goodness, nice. 530 kill. What a poggers. Oh, 515, nice. Oh yes, 515. That's another 15 seconds of improvement. Alright, so in the entire stream, let's give a summary as to what I did to improve. One of the things I did was I made sure my ability for thresholds and ultimates, they were not at the front anymore. Like the exact action bar I used was the same one I used for Slayer and Vires. I also decided to keep buying the food as well, so that's X and C. That is for the Rocktail and the Brew. Then I also decided to bring a shield switch for resonance, but I don't really know how to take advantage of that when it comes to the reflect, as I know that people are gonna basically heal their damage. Then again, I also did add Slaughter and Dismember because those are really good bleed abilities to have. In terms of other changes, I've also decided to put a super anti-poison as well because it will save a lot of damage from P4. One of the most important changes was having Zerk in your rotation because this way it increases the DPS a lot. So the reason I didn't want to have Zerk in the first place is because with Zerk you're kind of taking more damage, so I thought when it comes to learning you don't really want a DPS and it's all about survival. Finally, I've mined all the ores I needed for Masterwork Armor, and look at that. That is 600 of each ore, and you need a lot for coal as well as the Luminite. I just made 12 of these, I don't know how to pronounce that word, alloy bars. I'm not going to bother pronouncing it. So what I'm going to need are more steel bars so I can attach these spikes towards this bar. And yeah, I can finally finish off this masterwork. Okay, so apparently you need a folding progress. But it doesn't work with Crystal Hammer or any of these smithing boosts to speed it up then. Okay. Gonna have to wait 1001 progress then, I guess. I'm not even sure if Superheat Form actually does work with that. So apparently this one actually does require some heat, and pretty much the basic smithing mechanics. Wow, only 10 XP left in the item, and it takes like so much progress? Yeah, that is just so unbelievably slow. Honestly, it's been like 4 days, yet I still haven't even finished my first set of masterwork. I forgot to record this, but it took me around 30 tries to get this Gizmo. Yeah, this is going to be really helpful because biting 2, well, that's going to increase DPS. And then for Venom Blood, that is also going to make it so that I don't need to worry about poison ever again. Okay, so these are my 4 perk slots for now. First, I have the Enhanced Devoted 3, and second, I have Impatient 3 by itself, and I know some of you are like, well, you should just pair this with Impatient 3 Devoted 2. Yeah, but I don't have the Zamrak components for this, unfortunately, on my Iron Man. I'm trying to make this so that it's parallel to my Iron Man setup, so it's realistic to get. Alright, so then this one is, well, Biting 2 plus Venom Blood, which I already told you in the previous clip. And finally, Crackling by itself. Yes, 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 yes. I got this, yes. Without a yak, I did this without a yak. Ooh, 2 uncut onyxes, man. That is not a bad loot. That is the first good drop I've ever gotten. So, I was gonna use my perk gear, and it worked out quite well, but I kinda did struggle a little bit here because the top path is a bit difficult for some reason. Sometimes I would just focus on the spiders, and then I would forget that Araxxor is doing the reflect attack or something, and then I realized, oh my god, I got reflected a huge amount of damage. The other challenge I found was trying to skip from phase 1 all the way to phase 3. I know some people are like, well, this is better for learners. Somehow I found that it's not really better for learners because you're going to have to deal with more and more mechanics. The other thing that people are talking to me about was, well, why don't you learn on an Iron Man instead, because you can get the drops. I get that, yes, it's better to do it on Iron Man, but I wanted to do it on my main account because of just how long it's going to take me to learn things. And I also have people that are saying that you should do range instead of melee, but the main reason I'm doing melee is just because that's the only weapon and gear I have on my Iron Man account. I don't have any range armor, and I don't even have a range weapon either. So the other thing that people are asking me to do is better DPS. I understand that, yes, it's better to DPS through the mechanics, but me as a learner, I find that it's kind of better to just learn the mechanics first before you DPS through them. Because the thing is, with DPSs, you're going to have to go through a lot of switches, which is something else I'm going to have to focus on. One of the big struggles when it comes to the learning curve of PvM is having to focus on multiple mechanics, or just multiple things to do at once. So for example, let's say you're at, I don't know, the top path for Araxxor, right? And you're waiting for these spiders to spawn. Now you're just going to search for the mirror back. But then you realize that Araxxor's still going to go do their special attacks, which is why you have now 2 things to focus on. And that kind of leads back to my other point about having to go directly from P1 all the way to P3. You'll face more mechanics if you were to do that, because then now you have to face not only the special attack and the spiders, but probably also the darkness as well. Yeah, well, this is a little bit difficult for me, and I understand there just aren't a lot of learner PvMers out here, so you probably won't get what I'm trying to say. I'm about to head off to stream, and this is gonna be a spontaneous stream. Normally, I would stream only twice a week, but this time I feel like I need people's advice, so might as well just do another stream here and see what I get. So for this one, I'm gonna do the bottom path because I haven't done that yet. Oh, good. Nice. That was even faster than my previous one where I got 8 minutes using the darkness path. I think kills were going well at first, and then I kind of did struggle a little bit because I kept running out of HP with the darkness path. It's probably because as your enrage increases, so does the damage from the darkness path. Now, one of the changes I made was that I included a Luck of the Dwarf switch in the end, although I only had 2 kills near the end anyways. Yeah, I kind of really did struggle there. Then I also had this augmented main hand weapon, and that's just for bladed dive switch. I'm trying to keybind more things for now, which I added the Berserk keybind before I used to click Berserk and then click the Ring of Vigor, so that was a little bit hectic there. Now before everyone tells me, oh, you should remember your POF spiders, and you're right, I did forget my POF spiders early on for 3 pats. Now I decided to put them here just before the episode's gonna end in maybe a clip or 2. Alright, finally, big finally, I've completed all of them. I've finally completed all of these masterwork pieces, man. It's been a long ass time doing this, and it took me almost 6 days to get them all done. Yeah, I still need to augment them, so just gonna put the exact same perks as I put on my main account. So honestly, learning it was a little bit slow, but trust me, I'm slowly getting the hang of this. Now, I've been getting various advice from a lot of people. Sometimes you have to realize that giving advice to a fresh PvMer as opposed to a more established one is a little bit different than that. See, for established PvMers, you're trying to master DPS, whereas the new PvMers, you're pretty much focused on surviving. I know there are people out here that are trying to rush me to learn faster, and they think, oh Tony, you're trash at this game because who takes a week to learn Araxxor when it only takes 2 days to learn? I get it, but trust me, everyone learns at their own pace, and it's not fair to say that someone else is trash just because they can't learn it as fast as someone else. Even if it takes very long, I'm at least trying to learn, okay? Now I'm not saying I don't want to follow people's instructions, but it's just, like I said, I'm not in a rush to learn this super duper fast, like every single episode where it's all about efficiency. So the last thing I'll talk about is my attitude on stream. Yeah, I know sometimes I might get unhappy, but that's really because I'm disappointed from dying. I mean, who wants to keep dying to the same boss over and over again? Which, I'm not trying to rage quit or give up because I'm still trying to learn. It's just really disappointing to keep dying at once. With all that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope I see you next episode. Also, be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already because I'll definitely be doing more of these kind of videos in the future.